Hey everybody, welcome to another online Studio 45 service. We're so glad you guys could join us, especially this week because we are wrapping up our big idea of commitment. Way to commit to commitment. If you're watching at home, hey, repeat this with me. Come on, get into this. It is commitment. I can almost hear you through the internet. Making a plan and putting it into practice. And this month, we have talked a lot about how it's really important to have that and there. It's great to make a plan, but it doesn't do you any good unless you put it into practice. And it's really hard to practice what you haven't planned to do. But this month, that has been our big idea, and we've had a great memory verse. Training the body has some value, but being godly has value in every way. It promises help for the life you are now living and for the life to come. 1 Timothy 4:8. It's a great memory verse. And as we kick off our service today and wrap up the big idea of commitment, we thought it'd be fun to play a game. In fact, this game is really got our staff all abuzz. It's a trivia game all about bees, okay? Now, I know you're thinking, why in the world are we doing that? But you're gonna have to wait till after the story to find out why we're learning as much as we can about bees. Let's check out the first trivia slide. See if you can beat the person that you're watching this video with. Here we go. Wow, who knew that? I sure didn't know that. That is a fascinating fact. Let's see trivia question number 2. Man, who knew? There's a lot of interesting things we're all learning today. Let's check out the last fact. If it's all tied up, this is your chance to break the tiebreaker. Here we go. Did you think all the answers were going to be B? Because it's a trivia fact. No, we tricked you on that last one, huh? I didn't know that was the answer. Well, you're going to have to wait till after our story to find out why we're learning about bees today, and I think you're going to love the reason. But before we get to that, let's get to our story. It comes out of the book of Mark, and we've got some guests helping us with this. If you've watched before, you know every once in a while we'll have the So-and-So on. They have their own YouTube channel. It's really fun, but they're going to be telling our story today, and then we're going to hear how bees have to do with commitment. Let's check it out.
The Bible is more than a single book. It's a collection of 66 books of history, stories, letters, and poetry written by dozens of different authors over thousands of years that all come together to tell one big story. It's a bigger story than you can even imagine. It's a big story about a really big God and what he did to rescue us. It shows us who we are and what we were created to do. Discover the story that shows you the character of God.
Out with the bad air, in with the good. Give it up! Left more. Come on, kick! Kick! I'm ready!
1, 2, 3, 4. I declare a thumb war.
5, 6, 7, 8. This will be a piece of cake. No!
Oh.
You were so fast.
2 out of 3.
8 out of 10.
All right. 1, 2, 3. Hey everybody, I'm Brandon.
And I'm Lawson.
And welcome to the So-and-So Show.
And I personally am very excited to be here today because I have something special up my sleeve.
Oh, really? You got a surprise for us?
No, I have something special up my sleeve.
Oh, you meant that literally. I mean, usually when people use that expression, it's because they have a surprise or they have something unexpected to share.
Oh, I have that too.
Oh, really? What is it?
Please welcome someone who knows stuff.
Ooh.
Hey, sis, come on in. Grab a seat.
All right, you're Lawson's sister?
Yeah.
Oh, nice to meet you.
Good to meet you too.
Yeah.
Brandon?
Oh, yeah, you know me. Yes, Brandon is my name. Lawson, talk about me.
Yep.
Who does he think's funnier, me or John?
You know what? I have a better question for you. Why don't you tell us who you are and what you know?
Well, I'm Ivy Catherine, and I know a lot about music.
Oh, that's cool. Do you play an instrument or something?
Yeah, I play several, but the most fun is playing in our family band.
Family. You have a family band?
I've told you this before, Brandon.
No, you have not. I would have remembered that.
Flashback!
What are we going to do on the show this week? I feel like we've done everything.
Oh, we can bring on my sister and brothers. We have a really cool family band.
There's just nothing new out there.
And that's happened 3 other times. I'd flash back to those 2, but it's literally the same interaction.
No way. I'm sorry, Lawson. A family band sounds really cool.
Thanks.
Yeah, what kind of music do you play?
So we do mashups and covers of songs, but we have our own unique style of how we do it.
Yeah, there are 7 of us, but we all play the same piano. But it's not just the keys. We open up the top and we play the strings and the sides of the piano as well.
What? 7 people on one piano?
Most of the time, yeah. Sometimes we'll add in a few other things like a tambourine or a bongo drum, but that's it.
Wait, okay, does it hurt the piano to like bang on it like that?
No, not at all. It's actually a very robust instrument.
Huh.
Everyone wonders that, though.
Yeah, that must be a lot of hard work getting the parts down just right.
It is. 2 of our brothers do the arrangement, and then from there we divide up the parts, learn the music, figure out choreography, and then it's hours and hours and hours of practice.
Yeah, we practice until we fall over.
Seriously?
No, not till we actually fall. You know, we just practice a lot.
Because if one person gets off beat, it can throw off the whole piece.
Oh, well, that makes sense. So how long does it take for you to learn one piece?
About a month from start to finish.
Yeah, it takes a lot of commitment, even just for one piece, but I think it's totally worth it. Do you want to see a sample?
Absolutely.
Cue the video.
Wow, man, that was awesome. You guys, thank you for coming on the show, Ivy Catherine.
You're welcome. Thanks for having me.
Oh, man, Lawson, that was great. Seriously, you should have told me you had a family band sooner.
I did, Brandon.
It's Bible story time with Kellen.
Hey guys,
Hey, Kellen.
Hey.
what's going on today?
Oh, Lawson's sister came on. Their family is so talented. Did you know he's in a family band?
Of course, Lawson's always talking about them.
Okay, I get it.
What's going on with you, Kellen?
Well, today's story begins with Jesus and his disciples hanging out where people gave their offerings at the temple. You guys up for helping me out?
Sure thing.
You got it.
Great, because it's time for our human head puppet theater.
Whoa. Sure is a big crowd of people to give money at the temple today, right, Jesus?
I have so much money. How should I lighten the load of my heavy pockets? I guess I'll give some to the temple, to God, because I'm so generous. Money.
Jesus watched the crowds come and put their money into the offering boxes, a lot like how today we put money into the offering at church. There were a lot of rich people who came and gave large amounts.
Oh, don't mind me. Just giving a lot of money today.
Wow, the people here really are generous. Don't you think so, Jesus?
How much should I give to God today? I have a lot. I suppose I can give a lot. Ooh, look at me being all generous and stuff.
A little later, a poor widow came into the temple. She put in 2 very small copper coins. They were only worth a few pennies.
What? That lady caught your attention?
Jesus said, "That poor widow has put more into the offering box than all the others."
What? No, Jesus, didn't you see what all the others gave? I mean, they gave way more. Way more.
The others gave a lot because they are rich, but she gave even though she is poor. She put in everything she had. That was all she had to live on.
That is generous.
Jesus knew that by giving all she had, the poor widow was trusting God with her entire life. The end.
Bravo!
That's amazing.
Isn't it? The poor widow had so much faith. She showed us what it could look like to live completely for God.
I wish I had that much faith.
You can. But like everything else, living for God takes practice. It takes commitment.
Like with your family band.
Totally.
Thanks for the story, Kellen.
Anytime. I'll see you guys later.
I really do want to learn how to live for God.
Well, then let's learn together. Reveal the question.
How can you live for God?
Yeah, that's a big question. Where do you even start?
It's like Kellen said, it takes practice. You
Yeah.
can practice by hearing what God says to us in the Bible or through other people.
Yeah, you can live for God when you pray and when you talk to other people about Him.
Yeah, it's about honoring God and treating others the way you want to be treated.
What are some of your answers? How can you live for God?
You guys talk it out, and we'll see you next time.
I'm Brandon.
And I'm Lawson, and this was the So-and-So Show! So-and-so show. So is that the So-and-Show? Yes, I think it is. Wow, the So-and-So Show is my favorite kids show ever. 5, 6, 7, 8, off. Coming to a streaming service near you. Recorder solo.
Oh, no.
This was a mistake.
Yeah, I think so.
We took a vote. You're out of the band.
Wasn't that an awesome story? I hope you guys enjoyed. Kellen and the So and Show guys joining us this week for our story out of the book of Mark. It's so cool to hear how that one widow was willing to give everything she had, which of course led us to the question. This is the question we want you guys to talk about with whoever you're watching this video with. How can you live for God? There's so many different things we can do. There's so many different ways we can live our life, but we want to live our lives for God. That's commitment, right? In fact, it's our last faith skill. Hear, pray, talk, and live. What live means is it means we live a life of worship. I don't mean we just go around singing all the time. I mean we live our lives for God. Okay, do you want to know why we were talking about bees earlier? Well, if you're super observant, you might have noticed this honey that I have up here. This honey is pretty cool. In fact, it's the reason why I wanted to talk about bees at the beginning of the hour, because it has to do with someone who is living his life for God all the way in Guatemala. You see, this honey came from Guatemala. It actually came from a place called Petén, Guatemala. This is our church where we're filming this at NewSpring Church, that's 21st Street. But if we were to zoom all the way out and we were gonna take a trip with you guys to a little place called Petén, Guatemala, we would be at the home of one of our missionaries, Jimmy Dinsmore. In fact, this is what it looks like in the town closest to his Bible Institute. He has a Bible Institute down there. In fact, right down this road, about by 4 miles, is a place called the Bible Institute. This is Guatemala, Petén, Guatemala, and that's where Jimmy and Shelly Dinsmore are serving to let the Ketchi men and women there know about who Jesus is. They are living for God. In fact, there's a lot of different service opportunities that KidzWorld and NewSpring Church partners with them so that they can tell people, the Ketchi men and women all the way in Guatemala, about Jesus right here at this little institute. So right here you can see this is an airstrip, and these are the buildings that they built. Some of them KidzWorld has actually helped them build, which is really, really cool. But let's talk about something for a second. If that is Jimmy and Shelly Dinsmore, I want you to meet them because they are living for God. So here's Shelly Dinsmore. She wants to tell you a little bit about their family, and then Jimmy is going to tell you a little bit about what they're doing at the Bible Institute in Ketchi, for the Ketchi men and women all the way in Guatemala.
Jimmy and I have 4 children, Jonah and Silas, Eden and Titus, and they are wonderful blessings to us in our ministry there. They're very involved. They're great at helping the students, as they're a lot of the single guys that come never been away from their mom or their family, and they help them get comfortable at the farm. They help the kids that come with their families get settled, and I'm really thankful for them, and I think they have a really great life there.
So we work in the jungles of Guatemala, specifically with the Ketchi people is our people group. They speak a Mayan language. And to reach the unreached villages, we realized that this isn't a job that Shelly and I can do by ourselves. So we started a Ketchi Bible Institute to train young men and their wives and their families in the Bible for 3 years. They live with us for 3 years in a village, and they work our farm property to pay for their classes. And during that time, they get 60 courses of the Bible and preaching and pastoring and children and music so that they can be self-sustaining pastors doing ministry, everything they need to be able to do ministry, they learn with us before they go out to an unreached village.
Now, if the question is, how can you live for God? How do you guys do it? You don't have to move to Guatemala to do this. In fact, there's something that we do here at KidzWorld called Project Generosity. And Project Generosity is our way of giving you, as a 4th and 5th grader, a vote in how KidzWorld and NewSpring partners with missionaries right here in Wichita and all over the world. So what we do for Project Generosity is every time you come in person, you can earn 100 points. When you say our memory verse, you can earn 1,000 points. And when you invite a friend for the first time to NewSpring Church, you get 2,500 points. Now, what do these points actually mean, and what do they do? Well, essentially, each point is a vote. And it's you earning a vote and earning a say in how NewSpring partners with missionaries. And so with your votes, you can say, hey, I want to help Jimmy. What's really important to me, that I'm really excited about what they're doing with honey. They're using that to provide support for families and pastors. How cool is that? Or maybe your heart is moved a little bit more by the Union Rescue Mission. We partner with them, and they serve right here in Wichita, Kansas. And they help the homeless right here on the streets of Wichita. all. There's countless ways that you can live for God. You don't have to wait until you're older, but I know that you can live for God just like Jimmy and Shelly Dinsmore. So, if you can't make it to NewSpring in person, you can still partner with these awesome projects. In fact, what you can do is you can say your memory verse. If you're here in person, you would just say it to a staff member. But if you'd like to earn yourself some votes, all you need to do is record yourself or have your mom or dad record you saying this month's memory verse and send it to us through Facebook or Instagram, or you can text it to this number right here on the screen and we'll get it and we will make sure that you get your points so that you can choose how you want to vote and what projects you want to support so that you can change. You can use your voice to change the world right now. Real quick, let's go over our memory verse. It comes out of 1 Timothy 4:8. It says, training the body has some value, but being godly has value in every way. It promises help for the life you are now living and the life to come. 1 Timothy 4:8. Now remember, you have to have this verse memorized. You can't be reading it, but film yourself doing a video of saying that verse and send it to us and we'll make sure you get those points. Another way you can practice living for God is download this. It's a God Time card that's available for you to download and read and hear from God's Word every day so you can learn how to live for Him. And that's in the description of our video. Thanks for tuning in, guys, and we'll see you next weekend.